Welcome to another episode of Conceal Carry Corner. Thanks for subscribing, and today we're just going to take it a little bit away from conceal carry and back into some duty equipment that we provide, help our brothers and sisters in law enforcement, particularly uniformed duty street officers. 9130 Safariland Monadnock Autolock Expandable Baton. This equipment is lovely, and it is actually one of the most widely used bits of equipment on any uniformed officer's duty belt. This particular baton here, it's 22 inches overall length. It's equipped with a power safety tip. It has 3 main shafts and works and operates with a ball and cam system on the inside, which we'll establish a little bit later. It has on the grip portion and the grip end some lovely features which we will discuss. It's a very well balanced baton, and it makes it for more effective use by the officers. First, I'll just bring to the fact that it's a push button baton, and it's the Rolls Royce of push button batons. No other baton in the market works as effectively or efficiently as this particular baton. To collapse, we avoid those aspects that those traditional friction lock batons require us to go down onto the ground to close in, or it prohibits us from closing in any other environment, or likewise expanding the baton. This particular one, as we place our thumb with the right technique onto the baton, we can close it down, stow it away. That in itself provides enhanced safety and functionality for the officer, as in many cases there's that requirement to expand the baton or perhaps collapse the baton before going to another use of force medium or effecting arrest. First, with the ball and cam system and the auto-lock feature, the baton is always going to expand and lock open reliably. In the event for some reason with that roll of the wrist, we do not get the shafts completely locking in, we simply can, as it's a passive baton, we can reinforce that with our hands. A very important feature and something that those classic friction lock batons do not provide for us. We discussed the power safety tip. Again, safety and functionality for the officer is the power safety tip actually brings a great deal of balance to the baton. One of the traditional batons, which is the friction lock, has a massive drawback in that it tends to be heavy on the handle and light up top. Therefore, when we set up to strike, we don't have as much energy transferring to the subject as we would like. With this baton being a auto lock baton and not a friction lock, and also with the power safety tip, it's a passive opening baton as well, which is very important if we were in close confines and I did not have necessary room or area to expand the baton. So traditionally with friction lock batons, we would tend to want to expand down below, get into a downward carry position, or perhaps we would like to extend it above. But with this baton in particular, while we can do the both, we can open it passively as well in front, or likewise to minimize the amount of escalation that the deployment of the baton may result in, we could always deploy that baton behind the back, nice and quiet. We could support our colleagues and we can use this to function slightly differently. The mere aspect sometimes of expanding the baton down and getting into this aggressive stance, it has a tendency to escalate a situation beyond where it needs to be escalated. So therefore, sometimes the officer wishing to use, effective presence and communication can expand his baton a little bit more delicately and say, "Hey sir, please reconsider your actions. Why don't you be compliant with our lawful instruction?" With all of these features built into this particular baton, it simply just makes it way more effective for law enforcement officers to utilize, to deploy, to effect arrest control techniques, as well as to reholster as necessary with the right and appropriate type of case as well. One last feature on this particular baton, we would see that we have a Hindi or wedge cap towards the back. This aids in further retention of the baton as well in certain environment circumstances. It allows us for block strikes, short jabs, to have a slightly elevated and enhanced end cap to it. And in the event that the baton does fall down, it will typically not roll directly away, but cause a circular motion to ensue. Therefore, the officer can grab that baton back and again deploy. Thank you for watching our review. We appreciate your subscription. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and join us at Instagram.